Bob Wood, National Program Director of the Chum Group, worked with us in producing...
Hold up, before we get started...
Guess who's coming? Guess who's coming? Guess who's coming?
Dan Calvin.
Back again! Who is he? Just your favorite DJ Savior. Using and confusing beats that you never heard. 1990. Put a smile on your face like ultra bright.
You're just fessing, man. I don't even want to hear about it.
You're listening to Make and Break Radio on radiomackinac.org. It's November 20th, 2011. Break out that ugly bird that Ben Franklin thought was more reliable than a bald eagle. Make up a steaming plate of dark meat and try not to fall asleep, because this is Make and Break.
Captain, there are doubts regarding your ability to lead them. The men lead them. There are doubts in your ability. There's too many blinds in your analogy. Lieutenant, there is talk pertaining interpretation of problems. Describe them. Problems. There are doubts in your ability. There's too many blinds in your analogy. The enemy turns captain. The captain turns civilian. The lieutenant becomes casualty. The lieutenant becomes casualty. The enemy turns captain. The captain turns civilian. The lieutenant becomes casualty. The lieutenant becomes casualty. There are doubts in your ability. There's too many blinds in your analogy. There's too many doubts in your ability. There's too many blinds in your analogy.
Welcome to Make and Break Radio on radiomackinac.org. I'm your host, Daniel Calvin. This week, in anticipation of Abraham Lincoln's intention to memorialize the end of the Civil War, here at the Make and Break Studios, we're celebrating the turkey. Why? Because who doesn't enjoy nice breasts? Let's get on with the show. Man arrested for battery with a turkey. Dorchester man was arrested yesterday for assault and battery with a deadly weapon after he hit his girlfriend with a frozen turkey, police said. The victim said her boyfriend accused her of talking with her mother on the phone for too long, retrieved the frozen bird from the freezer and threw it at her, hitting her in the hip, according to the Boston Police Department report. The victim told police she had received the frozen turkey and other holiday groceries from her church and had brought them to her boyfriend's rooming house. Mark Woodward was arrested for alleged assault. According to the report, Woodward denied he had argued with his girlfriend or hurled the turkey at her. A frozen turkey was found on the porch of Woodward's 9 Claiborne Street residence with apparent damage to the packaging, police said.
Thank you for listening to the Make and Break Radio Show. For suggestions, complaints, and more information, please visit makebreakshow.com. Feel free to read the blog and show notes, and leave a comment. We would love to hear from you. Once again, that is makebreakshow.com.
Bystanders hit man with frozen turkey during carjacking. Fuquay-Varina police arrested a man whom bystanders say they hit with a frozen turkey when he allegedly carjacked a woman's sedan outside a grocery store. The man took money from a cash register at a BP gas station at 1010 Road and U.S. Highway 401 about 11:30 a.m., Garner police said. He then crossed 1010 Road to the parking lot of a Harris Teeter store and approached Irene Mormon Bailey, who was loading groceries in her car. Witnesses told police that the man started beating Bailey in the face, trying to get her keys. The lady was being beaten to the ground. She was lying on the ground and the guy was on top of her, physically hitting her, shopper Randy Owens said. Bystanders intervened and hit the man in the head with a frozen turkey that Bailey had bought, police said. The man managed to get into Bailey's 2001 Nissan Maxima and hit 5 other cars while escaping from the parking lot, officers said. Officers found Fred Irvin, aged 30, in Bailey's car in Garner, Fuquay-Varina police said. Irvin was taken to Wake Med with a serious head wound. He was listed in fair condition. That's an old one from November 26th, 2008. That's another way to get a turkey to make you fall asleep. This episode of Make and Break Radio is brought to you by turkeys. Since 1492, turkeys have been supplying the Americas with lousy stuff, lousy people, and lousy radio shows. When you think to yourself, man, what a turkey, you're already thinking of us. A few days ago, I asked some friends of mine to tell me to share on the show some of the things that they're thankful for. Desiree from Texas says, I'm on a field trip. John in North Carolina says, he's thankful for his support system in the South, blessed with a ton of great musicians and a ton of gigs. Nick in Chicago says, good health and strippers. Natalie in Chicago says, I'm thankful for a strong, healthy body that has taken me on some amazing hikes in the past few years. Kurt from New Orleans says, okay, sir. Yeah, he never got back to me. Eric in St. Ignace says, hey, I'm always thankful to have a great family, friends, and to be healthy. Joe Visor says, I just bought Jamie's son I can't read that. David in Seville, Ohio says that he's thankful for 2 beautiful daughters in decent health, and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and Hemi engines. Skyway double cheeseburgers, too. Ross in Illinois says, I'm thankful to be out of Ohio. Insert cheesy radio laugh here. Ross in Chicago or some other damn place says, I'm thankful for serotonin and dopamine. Technically, they're the only things I enjoy. Yeah, thanks, Ross. He's also thankful for his new friend Kevin Cade. He's one hell of a man, he says. Caitlin in Michigan says that she's thankful for snow tires. Mary in Michigan says that she's thankful for the ability to use her body. Every time she wants to put off working out, she just remembers that her dad can't get up and go for a run. Erin in Ohio says that she's thankful for her beautiful daughter and her animals, and her husband Steve, and friends that make her laugh. Steve, Erin's husband, says that he's thankful for his family, his health, and his freedom. He's also thankful that he never attended Penn State football camp. And here's the best one of them all. Angela in Ohio says that she's thankful for these things. 3 healthy children, 1 strong and healthy husband, Botox and Imitrex to keep my migraines away so that I can stay healthy enough to take care of said 3 children and husband. That Botox gets rid of my wrinkle between my eyebrows, thus alleviating my I'm completely annoyed with my husband scowl. That my husband provides me with enough to be able to stay home and raise our children. That we have 2 cars that start every time we turn the key. That I have time, strength, and energy to run half marathons. That I'm not fat, living in Rittman, and being forced to drive a minivan. That my parents taught me good values and ethics. That I still have grandparents living, and that they have been able to meet my children. That I have loving relationship with my in-laws. For good mental health. For L'Oreal hair color number 9. For cows that selflessly give up their lives so that I may eat good steak. For Ray Miller, who snowplows my huge driveway in the winter when Kevin is out of town. That my evil hillbilly neighbors are finally moving out. For the inventors of Spanx and the Wonder Bra. That my older brother lives next door. That my parents are still alive and that I have a good relationship with both of them. For Giant Eagle fuel perks and grocery perks that keep gas in my Suburban and food in my pantry. For really, really good coffee in the morning. For Holy Trinity Lutheran Church for hiring my dad to work there. For guardian angels who watch over me and my family every day. For Rocky Road ice cream and Oreos. For good friends who are new and old. For my younger brother's excellent sense of humor. That I am able to give love and get love. And be able to forgive and be forgiven. Apparently that was sent from her iPad. She later went on to add via my telephone that she forgot to include Woolite carpet cleaner and Clorox disinfecting wipes and her Dyson vacuum cleaner. Thank you, Angela from Ohio. Well, apparently everybody has something to be thankful for, and I'll be sharing with you what I'm thankful for later.
New message 3.
This hour of Make and Break Radio is brought to you by Vinoico, purveyors of fine gifts, children's sleepwear, and non-lethal weaponry. Featuring the Fun Times bag of busted glass and nails. Available at fine retail outlets such as Ace Hardware, Silverman's, and Woolworths.
Here's another oldie but goodie. From Monday, January 4th, 2010. Woman shopping for Christmas turkey still stranded. A woman who left her remote home in the Scottish Highlands to buy a turkey 2 days before Christmas has still not made it home. Heavy snow meant it was not possible for Kay Ure to get back to Cape Wrath after a shopping trip to Inverness. The 54-year-old and her husband John live in a lighthouse keeper's cottage at Cape Wrath on Britain's northwestern tip, where they run a cafe. Her trip involved an 11-mile car drive, a boat trip, and a bus ride. On her return, the road to the lighthouse was blocked by heavy snow, and Mrs. Ure has been stranded 11 miles from her home ever since. She spent Christmas in a friend's caravan in Durness, while her husband had the company of their 6 dogs and 2 walkers who popped into the cafe. They have spoken on the phone each night and are hoping to be reunited on Monday if the road to the lighthouse is clear. Later on, there was a follow-up, and yes, she did get home. It took about a week, but she made it back, and she had the turkey with her. Good news, good news. This hour of Make and Break Radio is brought to you by Holmesbrook Hardware of Wadsworth, Ohio. The local source for your needs such as hose, black nipples, ball cocks, nuts, excellent screws, and all types of female to male adapters.